Hi. So, last time we were talking about the benefits of meditation, and one of the benefits being that we learn to not run away from the really scary or painful thoughts that we have. And in not running away, we get stronger and more brave. Um, and so, I wanted to talk about today unshakable confidence, which is and also emotional stability, which are two of the benefits of meditating. So, first, I'll talk about emotional stability. So, I actually had read a quote somewhere when I first started going to the meditation center that one of the most important benefits of meditating is emotional stability. And again, like there's so many things that I didn't really totally get, but I just, like, I set my doubt aside and I just kept going. Um, and what I finally came to understand is that the real benefit of meditation is not what happens on the cushion, it's what comes happens off the cushion. So, when you're meditating, you are disciplining your mind. I don't mean like bad. I mean like you're building self-discipline. So, you're sitting on the cushion and you're going like, I'm going to stay in the present moment. And within 10 seconds, your brain has gone off to the past or the present, or just thinking about like, I'm hungry, or what is that sound outside? Or, just you get distracted immediately because our brains are built to think, and that's normal. So, what you do is just as soon as you catch yourself not in the present moment, you come back to your breath. And why you come back to your breath is because your breath is always there. It's always with you. It's your friend. And it's like the number one entryway back into your body and into the present moment. So you come back to your breath. And then you're like, okay, breathing in. You could do like Thich Nhat Hanh, breathing in. I know I am breathing. Breathing out. I know I am here. Some kind of thing like that. And then in 20 seconds, you're like, oh, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? Or that really pissed me off last week. And then as soon as you catch it, you go, ah. Breathing in, and you're just training your brain to come back. It's like your mind is like an unruly little brand new puppy, and you're trying to train the puppy to stay on the mat. And the puppy is a puppy. And so it does what puppies do, just like our brains are brains, and so they do what our brains do. And so the puppy wanders, just like our minds wander. And so when the puppy wanders, if you're training it, you go and you pick up the puppy and you bring it back and you say sit, right? And you don't yell at the puppy or hit the puppy. You train it with incredible patience and gentleness. And that's what you have for yourself as well during meditation. And this is where you can become really good friends with yourself. Like you get to know yourself really well. At the meditation center, after a meditation session, sometimes the leader would just ask, what came up for you, or what did you notice, or do you have any questions? And people a lot of times are thinking about food, sex, relationships, money, their children, conflict, just like the regular stuff that causes us grief, right? Work. And but you but each of us was a little different. Like I didn't think about all of that stuff. Most of the time I was thinking about relationships. So what I found out about myself is that, oh my gosh, that is the most important thing to me. That is what I worry about the most. It's what I care about the most. Just always relationships. And then sometimes some stuff about like money and security. But those are um, that's me. And so different people, you'll start to realize who you are, and you can even start to get a sense of humor about it. Like I'm sitting there on the cushion and then my brain goes and I'm like, really? And you kind of laugh at yourself after a while because you you're just so human, and being human is sometimes very hilarious and ridiculous, right? So okay, what else did I want to say about that? So you're training the puppy. You're training the puppy. You're training your mind. And how that benefits you off the cushion is in a really tense moment where you might in the past yell or throw something or start drinking alcohol or whatever your thing is. When you start to train your mind, then in a really hard moment off the cushion, your brain suddenly you access that self-discipline. So where you would have normally done something, like there's a little gap, like right before you do it, where you go, where your brain goes, don't do that this time. Don't do that. It's going to make you suffer more. And then sometimes you will anyway, but sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll hear it and you'll go, you know what? Yeah, I don't have to do that. And the more you meditate, the stronger I think that voice is, the longer the gap or the pauses between wanting to go into that habitual behavior and then actually feeling like you could choose something different. So that's super powerful. That's like really amazing, I think. So that's like getting to know yourself, really getting to know yourself and your mind and making friends with yourself. I can't remember if that's one of the topics I said I was going to talk about. Emotional stability, of course, because you're not just swept away by your emotions. Your emotions just don't take over you and just like that horse drag you instead of you riding the horse. You're getting dragged by the horse. So I'm going to let this video go a little bit longer because I do want to talk about unshakable confidence. When I first heard that, I was like, that's silly, that's ridiculous. And I mean, nobody, well, maybe Thich Nhat Hanh and Pema Chodron and the Dalai Lama have unshakable confidence, but I don't. But I do have much more confidence. And I don't mean like going into a meeting or going on a date or something. I mean like confidence that I can control myself, like trusting myself that I will handle things well. So in one of the sessions when I was going to the Shambhala Meditation Center in Portland, and the thing that got me there was my going through a divorce. So one night when I was there and we were meditating, I felt this, I felt like I could see it. It was this huge tsunami of grief and fear, and it was just barreling towards me at top speed. Like I felt like the energy of it was so visceral, like it was real. And so I just felt, it was coming at me and it was going to do the thing that it had done a lot of times, which was just knock me out. Like just that I'm just going to cry now and maybe I'm never going to stop, or my grief is going to be so overwhelming, or my fear is going to be so overwhelming that logically I knew it wasn't going to kill me, but it kind of felt like it was going to kill me. Like that's how scared I was of it. And so it's barreling towards me, and I know that the thing that we mostly do when that kind of pain barrels towards us is, well, there's a lot of things we do. I mean, even at that time, what I was doing was I was texting my sister and my best friend constantly because they'd been through divorces. And so I was just texting them all the time. Like anytime an uncomfortable feeling came up, I would text them. So I was like, I can't text Patty and Dawn right now. Okay. All right. Like I want to get up and just like get out of here, but that would be kind of embarrassing. I'd feel kind of ashamed because I signed up for this weekend meditation and everyone's here. So, okay. I don't want to like weep. I don't want to sob in front of everybody. I mean, they're not looking at me, but I don't know. So, all right, I'm just going to stay. So it came and I just stayed, and the sensation that I had, which was like almost physical, was like the wave of grief and fear just came, and it didn't hit me hard. It wasn't, like painful or violent like in any, but it just moved through me pretty quickly. Like it just came and it went, and I was like, oh. So if I don't run away, it's going to move through me way faster than if I fight it and fight it and fight it. And at the end of that, I was like, oh, now I know what unshakable confidence is, because I felt like I had unshakable confidence in myself and my ability to handle and cope and deal with really painful, challenging, emotional experiences. And then after that, I was just like, okay, when the really scary or um, painful thing comes, it's not going to kill me. It's not going to knock me over. It's, if I cry from it, like I would feel before, like if I start crying, I'll never stop crying. If I cry for it, it'll just be for a moment and then it'll move through me. And so, like I used to flood a lot, and I, from meditation and also EMDR, I don't really flood anymore. So the idea that the benefit of meditation is emotional stability, that doesn't have to do necessarily with when you're on the cushion. It has to do with when you're off the cushion, that you just learn to, well, basically control yourself. Just have control. And then that transfers into regular life, which is of great benefit. So that is my offering for today, kind of a convincing you that meditation is worthwhile, and that especially right now, with the stay home, stay safe, and the fear of COVID-19 and the fear of the unknown, that it could be really helpful to just sit and let the fear come and find out what happens. That it won't kill you. You won't go crazy. You won't lose control of yourself. It'll come, and then it'll go, and you'll be okay.